Welcome back to the Not Carrie Bradshaw YouTube channel. In this video, I'm reluctantly recapping the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion part 2. I thought about just combining however many parts we have left of the reunion into one, but I felt like that was just me cheating my way out of content, and I don't want to do that to me or to you, so let's just get into it. This episode did not give us a whole lot, so I'm just gonna go into the quick little observations that I had. We pick up where we left off, where once again, the ladies are trying to get through to Candiace about her lack of self-awareness. And I want to start here. Let's discontinue the F me gesture. That is so vulgar. And I promise y'all, I am not a prude, like at all. But there is something about, even when Robyn did it earlier in the season, like the gesturing of like masturbating, to say like, okay, well, F me, and then Candiace did it too. It's just too much. I don't like it. I don't like it. Discontinue that. Don't make that a thing. Let that stop here. Don't try to make fetch happen. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Stop it right there. Don't nobody else do that ever again. I don't like it. Candiace was giving the future meme, where it's like he's looking in the mirror and he's saying to himself, you not toxic, they toxic. That was Candiace. And it was so uncomfortable too, because she literally said at a certain point, I have more awareness than you guys do. And it's like, no, everybody hasn't gotten together to tell the same lie about you. There is validity to what they're saying. And your boss, Andy, is sitting here. These women, your big sisters, are trying everything they can to get through to you that your mouth is out of hand. And it's no longer fair for you to play victim when people get back with your ass. And then the fact that she's constantly crying as a result of her own actions, sign of an unstable mind, okay? What bothered me too is that she kept trying to draw parallels between the way that she talks to the other women and the way the other women talk to each other. And Karen and Gizelle are trying to say like, yeah, we cut deep, but we don't cut deep to the bone. Now, that is up for debate, but the big difference to me is that ain't nobody else came to blows. Candiace, you the only person who got their ass beat, and you really didn't even get your ass beat the way that you coulda, shoulda, woulda got your ass beat had Monique been a different person. So the difference between how those ladies take shots at each other when there are disagreements and the way you take shots is that ain't nobody else got their ass beat. That's the overarching theme there that you need to understand. There is obviously a difference here because you're the only one. Wendy is enabling Candiace. I think Wendy is starved for allies, and she's enabling Candiace, telling Candiace that she sticks the landing. Not only is that you're kind of hyping her, but that's also not true. Again, big feet, wide body, big forehead, yo mama, that's not sticking the landing. I think kids on current playgrounds and on TikTok go back and forth and join each other better than that. You're not sticking the landing. Nothing. What troubles me is that Candiace continues to think that she's smarter than she actually is, and she thinks that she's smarter than everyone else, and she really isn't. There's nothing profound about what she says, and this idea that I'm just better at going back and forth, I'm just better at verbalizing or orating, as she unnecessarily used that word. You're not better at it though. Not only are the things that you say that they're not profound, they're not funny, they're mean-spirited, and then they're oftentimes not accurate. And it's not just what you're saying and how you're saying it, it's that you can't receive anything back. You break down in tears at people even trying to hold you accountable for your own actions. So you're not good at reading like you think you are, because throwing shots at other people from a reading perspective, again, it involves a certain amount of finesse and intelligence that you simply don't have. It's a skill that you don't have, and that's okay. you know, we all have to understand the limitations of our being. You know, we all can't be great at everything. You're not great at this. People aren't threatening to beat your ass or coming back at you super hard because you're so good at it. They're coming back at you because you're mean and you're trying to hurt people. And when people are hurt, they want to hurt you. That's it. You can't claim to be so smart, but then not even understand that simple concept. Get out of here. Ascala barely got any reunion time, and it occurred to me that maybe Ascala didn't even get a lot of camera time. Do you guys feel like Ascala contributed a lot to this season? I do want to say that I want to see Ascala come back. I want to believe that she has more to offer, and I want to give her the chance to show us that. But she almost didn't even need to be on the reunion. Even, you know, for that short minute to try to call Mia to task about being an elitist. And yeah, Mia I thought was going to be one of my favorites this season, and Mia just, no. No, I'm not going to say that I don't want her to come back next season, but I am just going to say that I wasn't particularly impressed. I'll just say that. She brought something this season. Mia brought something this season. I don't know. Karen and Gizelle reconciled, and Gizelle had an actual moment of vulnerability. Now, I found it to be interesting that that was what brought her to tears, was that Karen was willing to greet her children. But hey, whatever does it for you. And I also like that Karen really sees Gizelle and really said that, I know that you have a tough exterior out of necessity because of what you've been through, but I think that if you would be more vulnerable and more open, a lot of women could benefit from your story. I love that moment because I love seeing Karen be that Karen. I think that that's genuine, her sharing that wisdom from a very kind and sincere place. I thought that that was a really sweet moment. I thought that their hug and the booty grab was cute and happy. Love that. The other thing I got really upset about with Candiace is that she's for a second time is trying to use Black culture to hide behind, to hide her own bad behavior. You can't hide behind Black culture to justify your bad behavior. Candiace tries to say to Ashley that as a Black, she's like, I'm a Black woman, and you said that I have dry hair. You don't comment on Black women's hair like that. First of all, Ashley is Black. Ashley is biracial, but I think that Ashley identifies as Black. Moreover, Ashley is sitting here looking at you and the rest of us with very dry hair. Ashley hair stay dry. So how is that a dig on you as a Black woman? And she tries to bring up colorism by saying that you're a lighter skinned woman, so you have the privilege. Light skinned people have coarse hair as well. Light skinned people's hair is dry too. That's not what's happening here. Colorism is a very real thing that systemically impacts dark-skinned people. That is a legitimate thing that is not happening here. Candiace, you are a ridiculous person, and you keep trying to use buzzwords and terms to justify your bad behavior, and that's ridiculous. I don't like that. Don't bastardize a topic as serious as colorism to justify why you don't like this girl. You don't need a reason to dislike somebody. You can just energetically not like somebody. But to be like pulling at, you know, grasping at straws of reasons why, as a Black woman, you did, that don't apply here though. Number one, Candiace, we don't even really see your hair that often. What we do see is that hairline, which is looking real questionable with that wig. And I am a black woman who's a brown skinned woman who's commenting on your hair. Absolutely. Sure. We don't even see your hair most of the time. I didn't even know that Ashley called your hair dry until you brought it up to try to justify why you've been so mean to Ashley. But Ashley is sitting on stage also with dry, stiff hair. I don't get it. And then Wendy chimes in and tries to say that colorism, you know, takes place on this show. Or are you an asshole? I'm going to say the whole season, I was really frustrated. You can see in my, previous videos, I was incredibly frustrated by Gizelle and Robyn constantly gaslighting Wendy. And it was upsetting as hell to see. It was, they never let her stand up for herself. All these things. But then looking at Wendy's behavior on this reunion and hearing Gizelle and Robyn's explanations, I'm kind of starting to question what my feelings were the whole season. The way that Wendy is presenting on this reunion it's not great. And it's actually making me reconsider how much of a victim she actually was during the season. This is not good. I think that 100%, they could have handled that conversation better. The fact that they were saying that they didn't believe it, but they did just have the question, and that Wendy, was behaving differently and all these things. They could have handled the conversation better. Yeah, Wendy is really making me reconsider how much of a victim she actually was during the season. And I don't like having to side with Gizelle and Robyn, but I can't be on the wrong side of right. So it's giving insecure. That's all I got. Oh, I also really don't like, as a Black woman, as a Black feminist, I do not like for people to use buzzwords or things that are actually real things that we are up against as a community just to justify shitty behavior. So when Wendy says that it's a misogynistic way of viewing things to say that she got her body done to try to keep her husband, in the same breath, you also said something misogynistic by saying, did your tummy tuck keep Jamal? It was also misogynistic of you to make the comments that you made about Wendy, about Mia, about her vagina, about missionary sex, about, what her vagina must look like and all this stuff like that. You have said a lot of things that are rooted in patriarchy as well. So if you're going to pull that card, make sure that you have not also said things that are rooted in patriarchy. Your behavior towards Mia has been nothing but internalized misogyny. So if that's the card that you want to pull, if you want to talk about it, let's talk about it. But the body shaming that you did towards Mia, towards sex workers, all of that is rooted in patriarchy. The call is coming from inside the house. So that's all I have for part 2 of the reunion. I'm ready to wrap this up, guys. Slide in the comments. Let me know what you guys thought of this episode. Are y'all ready for it to be over too? How do y'all feel about Wendy? Has your perspective on anything changed given what's happened on the reunion? Let's talk about it in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe and send me money via Patreon because I just want some more money. And thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll talk soon. Bye.